Hi, Aries. Welcome to your weekly forecast for September 2 through 8. We're going to jump right on in here and see what's coming up for our Aries friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm using two different Oracle decks this week just because I feel like the energies, I don't know if I want to say it's been heavier, but it's been deep. I feel like the energy's been very deep. I feel like a lot of people might be like in deeper feelings or deeper thoughts. So I thought it would be a good idea to go with Oracle for this week. And so we're going to go ahead and use this one here, Monday, Tuesday for Aries. Wednesday, Thursday for Aries, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for Aries. Oopsie. Well, I completely, totally let that slip. All right. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for Aries. And then we're going to pull a spirit message for you from this deck here. As always, if anybody's curious about which cards I'm using, I always have a link in the description of the video that will take you to check that out if you want to check that out. So, my darlings, first and foremost here, for the week ahead, we have discernment, okay? So discernment is a card that's letting us know that there's going to have to be some caution moving forward in the situation. So some of you may be dealing with a person who's been giving you a hard time, or a situation at work that's been a little bit tricky, and you're being asked to use caution. For some of you, I do feel like you have kind of encountered people at work who, like, they want to compete with you. Even if you're not trying to compete with them, I feel like a lot of you might have a coworker or coworkers who feel like, you know, you're the only one that's in their way and like getting some kind of a promotion, or they just might feel like you're outshining them. And so I want you to be cautious, because I do feel like in the workplace there's going to be some people who are being very friendly towards you or wanting to hang out with you. Especially be cautious of those who are like trying to get you, like, oh, let's go out and have drinks, let's go have some drinks. I feel like something might be happening where they're either trying to set up a situation that's going to make you look bad, or make you seem like, you know, you got too wild or you went too far, or they might be trying to get you to like say things that they can go back and say, oh, Aries said this, Aries said that, like stir the pot, stir trouble, you know. Especially be cautious of anybody who's coming to you, Aries, and complaining about work, or complaining about supervisors, or complaining about the job, because I feel like they're trying to get you talking, and then they're going to go back and say, oh, Aries said this and Aries said that, when they're not even saying what they said. So I do feel like it's going to require caution for some of you. Other ones of you, I do feel like you're dealing with a difficult person, or you're in like this challenging crossroads, and you might have people who are not on the same page as you, or they're not necessarily agreeing with what you want to do. And Aries, I'm hearing protect your dream. I heard the words protect your dream, and I am getting like a visual of like somebody holding a candle, and they like have like their hand over it, like the flame, you know, like I don't like that, you know. So I do feel like you know, they're like trying to keep the wind from blowing it out. So I do feel like you're just kind of walking through this obstacle course, and you may have people who are like just trying to blow out your candle, and you're just kind of like, no. So this might not be a good time, Aries, to like tell everybody everything. Be cautious what you're sharing with other people, because people, I feel, Aries, they're your energy's been very determined for a while now. And I feel this year so far has been a really big one for a lot of you, where you've had a lot of epiphanies, a lot of moments of clarity, and you're just in this energy where you feel like, I don't want to waste any more time. Like, I know what I want, I don't want to waste any more time. So you're in this like, okay, like gonna make it happen energy. And so sometimes when we're about to make big changes, people in our life don't like that, and they're gonna do things or say things to try to discourage us or get in our way because they feel insecure. Like they don't know, are they still going to have a place in your life when things change? Are they going to have a place in your life when you're doing this stuff? And so sometimes, unfortunately, it's the people who are closest to us, the people who you think would have your back and be like, yeah, I totally believe in you. I totally support you. Unfortunately, sometimes it's the people who are closest to us who, like, they get the most insecure and they'll be the most discouraging. So, people don't have to know everything about what you're up to right now. Just be cautious, be careful, like this whole thing, like speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil. Some people might be trying to pull you into drama. Just stay out of it. You don't need it. You don't need it. And you're so over it anyway, right? And a lot of your readings lately have been about disconnecting from drama. And so people are seeing that you're disconnecting from drama, and some people might try to pull you back in, but don't fall for it. Okay, Strength, Aries, is your next card for our Wednesday, Thursday energy, or Wednesday, Thursday energy. You have Strength. So this is letting us know that a lot of big changes are happening, that you're moving forward or you're taking on a lot of big projects. It almost feels like, we might look at it and see that this is symbolic of somebody who's taken something very large upon their shoulders. So I don't feel this is because something challenging is happening to you in terms of somebody hurting your feelings or somebody like bringing you bad news. I don't necessarily feel it in that way. It feels to me more this is strength because you've taken on something very big that you were telling yourself before you weren't ready for, and now you're like, you know what, no, I'm ready for it. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna do this. So it's strength in that kind of way. And I do feel, Aries, something is happening Wednesday, Thursday, where a lot of you are getting a chance to see how strong you are or how strong you've become. What's also jumping out at me are the little stars around there. And the stars for me are always a symbol of guidance, of inspiration, of like hearing your angels, hearing what you're being guided to do. So a lot of you may be having information coming in that way. The arrow is also jumping out at me, so I feel like some of you are accomplishing something midweek that's making you feel like a badass. You're like, yes, I hit the mark, I did it. Or at least that looks like an arrow to me. It might not be an arrow, but it looked like an arrow to me, and so I'm going to take that as a message. But I really do feel like some of you are hitting some really big mark in the middle of the week, and you're feeling really good about yourself. This feels to me it's coming in with a sense of accomplishment. It's coming in with a sense of accomplishment, okay? And of course, the butterflies are there. So the butterflies are telling us or giving us an indicator of transformation, change. So you're seeing ways in which you've changed. You're seeing ways in which you've transformed. As always, I invite you guys to really, maybe take screenshots of the cards, or pause and look at them and see what's jumping out at you and how it's speaking to you. A lot of the cards I use have a lot of imagery for that reason, because I feel like the images channel messages for us as well. So take advantage of that. That's always a great way to take a general reading and make it a little bit more personal for yourself. Expression is the next card here, Aries. So I really do feel like a lot of you are finding the end of the week. I don't want to say a new style, but I do want to see a new way of carrying yourself. A lot of you are so done with going back and forth with people, or having to explain yourself, or having to defend certain things, and you're like beginning to carry yourself in a way that's putting out there your authority or your boundaries. Maybe authority is too strong of a word, but your boundaries. And so I do also find, Aries, that a lot of you are finding a way of self-expression having to do with the way that you're dressing, your hair, or shaving your head, or, whatever you might be doing. You're stepping into things that are making you feel like you're really, really, really putting the little details and the nice little personal touches on what is your true self. You're coming into your authentic self, and you're putting that forward in your style, in the way that you dress, the way that you groom yourself, if you wear makeup, the way that you put your makeup, the way that you walk, the way that you're speaking, the way that I just feel like you're getting this change, right? Like people might even be kind of like half teasing you, like, oh, did you get a makeover? Because you're really, really stepping into this way where you're giving people an impression of who you are before they even get a chance to step up and to talk to you. You're really making use of that kind of first impression kind of quality. And I do feel some of you are doing it because you are doing something like trying to find investors for a business, or you're preparing to like job hunt, or you're preparing to do something in terms of where you're putting yourself out there and promoting yourself in something that you're trying to do or wanting to do. Some of you might be getting into the arts. That's been coming up a lot lately as well. So maybe you're doing expression in terms of writing or drawing or dance or something of that nature as well. But yet again, more butterflies here. So this is a transformation that's really, really, really bringing you into power, bringing you into who you are, and being able to put out there what you want to put out there. Some of you are being called in the end of the week to do some kind of public speaking. And I feel like you're using it as a time to get a very powerful message across. Um, a personal message. I don't want to say a vendetta, but I feel like people are going to be left kind of shook. I think you're going to do a really good job. I think you're going to be very articulate, right? So if you're being asked to step up and do something like address a community, or do something maybe like in your church, maybe like in your church you're being asked to get up and give some kind of presentation or sermon, or some kind of, sometimes they do that in some churches. But I feel like you're saying something in which you are speaking your truth, and in the same way, like people are kind of like hearing in it like how maybe you've been wronged in that process, or how like some things maybe were done that shouldn't have been done, but you're doing it in a tactful way. You're doing it in a tactful way. Remember, discernment came up in the beginning of the week, so I do feel like some of you are just very skilled, and you're finding this perfect little balance of how you're doing this, how you're delivering this information. Okay, we're going to go ahead and check out your spirit message for the week. And we're using a different deck for that. And as always, like I said, I'll have the info in the description of the video. Guys, don't forget to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos too, because some weeks they're going to resonate with you more than others, and they're going to maybe sometimes bring a little extra information. So I find that that's useful to do. All right, your spirit message here is release. All right. People don't like it when they see this card. They get, or not necessarily just this card, but cards having to do with the release. People sometimes don't like seeing the word release because they're like, how much more do I have to release? Or like they think that something really horrible is going to happen. But this is why release is good. Release basically comes up when the universe is telling us, hey, you're about to have some really big blessings come in, and it's time to make room for that. It's time to make room for that. It's time to get ready for what's going to come in, right? You can go out and you can buy a whole new wardrobe of clothes. We were just talking about a makeover for some of you. You can go out and you can get a whole new wardrobe of clothes. Like say you had some blessing or some extra money came in and you decided you were going to go get like a whole new wardrobe. When you bring it home, where are you going to put it? You have to have space in the closet. So that's what the release is about. It's about making the room. And again, that star is coming up. So for me, it's this really big, you're being guided, and it's going to be in the heart. I feel, Aries, that this is not just gonna be a release for you guys in terms of like, letting out feelings or letting out frustrations. I feel that there's this big epiphany that's happening. That eye is just really jumping out at me. So it's giving me a sense or a feeling that you're seeing the truth of a situation, you're seeing the truth of a scenario. Now, this is also what's really jumping out at me, because that eye is making me think of the blue eye, or like the seeing eye that some cultures have. I know in the Middle Eastern cultures, a lot of people use it, or I've also seen Latinos with it too. You know, which I've seen uh, like different cultures, but maybe you've seen them, that blue. It's like a round like blue eye, and people will hang it to protect themselves. And so it makes me feel, Aries, like you're releasing something in which somebody meant to do harm to you, like somebody, like, you know about it, you're not being surprised about it, it's something that maybe already happened, and you may have felt like, oh, that person's always jealous of me, or oh, that person just always does nothing but wish bad on me. And so you may have already removed yourself from the situation a long time ago. But I feel like, in this process of releasing, or forgiving the situation or the person, I feel like your eyes are being opened and you're seeing something about them that's like, whoa, like all of a sudden it's making sense. It's making complete and total sense why it happened, or why this person's been this way towards you. And a lot of it is going to be, for some of you, on a very high spiritual level, or past life memory, something along those lines, where you're like, oh, that makes so much sense. And because you're having the realization of why it's been that way, you're able to release it, and you're able to release the pain and the hurt that the situation caused you. Okay? It doesn't mean that it makes it okay, right? And I don't feel that you feel that it's okay. I don't even feel like you're going to be close to this person. I just feel like you're ready to release it, like you're understanding them and you're ready to release it, right? Like, so that's why that happened. That's why that happened. And some of you are seeing ways in which this unfortunate behavior or unfortunate situation, even though it was not a good thing, it may have brought in a blessing with it for you. And so you're seeing the blessing in the situation as well, and you're ready to let it drop. You're just ready to let it go. Some of you are releasing friends. You're letting go of certain friends, certain people in your life. You're not doing it in a dramatic way. You're not doing it in a way where there's fights or arguments, but you're just energetically letting it go. Like, I'm not holding on to this anymore, or I'm not carrying this burden or this responsibility. It's not for me to go rescuing everybody. So there's a big release happening in that way for a lot of you as well. Again, watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks, some may resonate with you more than others. And those of you who are more like, what about my love life? You didn't talk about my love life. I do the love reading separate on this channel. So if you click on the description of the video, it will take you to watch the love readings, and then you may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do. If you click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, it will take you to schedule. And everything is there, guys, all of the options, the different kinds of readings I offer, the prices, how to schedule, it's all there. So feel free to check that out for those of you who would like a private reading. I thank you so very much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a fabulous week, Aries.